Hi Leo, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your December 2020 love reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. As far as personal readings go, I'll probably start them back up again in January just to give you an update there. As far as what we have in front of us, this is what I call the bridging the gap spread, and the way it works is the cards on the left side represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest. Cards on the right side represent their energy toward the connection. These are the past energies, present energies, future energies. Once we get through all those, we'll actually pull some oracle cards with some additional insight. That's where the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot. On the right side we have the Tarot Sexual Magic. And also keep in mind it's just a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy. If you feel more like the cards on the left represent the other person and the cards on the right are your energy, then definitely trust that too. Alright, so with all that said, past energy on your side, we had quite a few cards come up. We have Fortune, which is the equivalent of the Wheel of Fortune card, which is Jupiter energy. Nine of Cups, which is Pisces energy. And the Eight of Arrows, which is Gemini energy. So weird mixture of energies here, but the primary thing I'm getting here was optimism. You might have been seeing some signs or getting some synchronicities telling you, hey, maybe I should reach out to this person. For example, maybe you heard a song that reminded you of this person or something along those lines. And then I see you, being totally ready to move forward, right? Like, okay, I'm going to move toward this person. I'm going to let them know how I feel. I'm going to express myself. And then all of a sudden just pulling back from it. That's primarily what I'm getting there. I'm not sure why exactly that was the case, but that's really how this is coming across to me. Like, you might have just got that feeling and that urge to go forward, let them know, hey, I'm into you, whatever the case may be, and then something just seems to stop you dead in your tracks. Maybe some anxiety around actually communicating to them for whatever reason, but that's how these cards came across to me. The past energy on their side, we have the Seven of Wands. So this is actually Leo energy here. So this, for some of you, this could definitely be your energy on the right. But really what this kind of says to me here, it could just be saying for some of you might have been that they might have come on a bit too strong for you in the past. So, maybe that was what made you withdraw. So, maybe you guys just got swept up in the passion initially, right? And it seemed like a great idea. And then maybe after a little bit of time, you're like, I don't know, is this moving too fast possibly? Could have been something along those lines. Or for others of you, maybe you just saw this person as a bit guarded. So that might have been what discouraged you from going toward this person. But that's the energy I'm seeing there. It just looks like they're one way or another. It could have been a disconnect. Like I said, maybe you guys felt like things were moving too quickly, and that's why you withdrew. Or you might have just felt like, it was hard to approach this person. All right, present energy, a lot of cards came up for you guys too. So let's see what we have here. We have the Queen of Coins, which is actually Capricorn energy. Five of Staves, which is Leo energy. Princess of Cups, which isn't necessarily any particular water sign, but it does represent the water element. And then the Ten of Coins, which is Virgo energy. So, well, we have this book ended by two pentacle energies, and then we see the wands and the cups in the middle. So for some of you, this could just be saying that, maybe you just really threw your energy toward your work, and possibly even now you're getting some success there, and maybe that's giving you a bit more confidence. That's one way I could see this playing out, where, like I said, for whatever reason, it seemed like in the past you might have stopped yourselves in your tracks when it came to approaching this person. But here I'm seeing this more like actually having some confidence. That's not normally what I see with the Five of Wands energy, but that's kind of how this is playing off to be here, especially if we look at their facial expressions. It even looks like they're kind of smiling, you know what I mean? So it doesn't look like it's a real intense energy like you would sometimes see with some Five of Wands. And then with that Princess of Cups, though, I feel like there's that gaining confidence, and maybe you're getting there to where you're like, all right, maybe I'll express to this person my feelings. I mean, this is, of course, higher than the Nine of Cups. And with the Ten of Pentacles, I feel like at the very least you still see a lot of potential in this connection. And maybe that's part of what it is for you too. Like, you might be scaring yourself, like, okay, could this actually be a thing, right? So I feel like you really just seem to be getting a little bit caught up in your heads around the situation. But I do see, like I said, some growing confidence for you guys. Maybe you're not fully there yet. Like I said, it feels like you get yourselves worked up to make an approach, but you might stop yourselves a bit short. And for some of you, this could be someone that you work with too, and maybe that was part of the reason why there was some um, feeling of intimidation, like, I don't know if this is the right, because it could be tricky trying to date someone that you work with, right? Because then, the dynamics could be definitely a little bit tricky to navigate there. Present energy on their side, we have Justice. So this is the major arcana card for Libra. And really what I'm seeing here primarily is what always stands out to me with the energy of this card is we see like she's looking towards the cards in your direction on the left, but then her legs are kind of leaning toward the right. And I feel like this is saying that, for them, they might have a little bit of uncertainty now because of the way you might be a bit wishy-washy with your feelings right now. It could be having them, it could be causing some doubt for them, basically, for lack of a better way of saying it. So now they're a bit on the fence, like, okay, is Leo into me or no? You know what I mean? So I feel like they're kind of at that point where they're like, well, I kind of still want to see what happens, but then they're also kind of mentally preparing themselves to maybe walk away, like, okay, maybe this isn't going to go anywhere. Um, and obviously, this points to a need for communication. For you guys, Libra is your third house of communication, too. So this could also be pointing to the fact that we're going to have that full moon in Gemini, which is the natural ruler of the third house communication. That's coming up in a couple of days, so it could be pointing to that. That's an eclipse. All right, and future energy on your side, we have Innocence. So this is actually the equivalent of the Fool card in traditional tarot. So to me, this is saying that eventually it looks like you guys actually will finally take that risk and express yourselves to this person. For some of you, there could definitely be some kind of connection around music in some way, because I mean, we see this card here, and then same thing here in this card in the future position. All right, well, it won't focus, but he has a flute there, so could be some kind of connection you guys have with music. Maybe that's how you guys initially bonded, for example. Some of you might even be musicians. Multiple ways that could go. But yeah, more than anything, I see this as you guys finally taking that chance, and expressing yourselves to this person. And the future energy on their side, we have the Chariot, which is the major arcana card for Cancer, and the Eight of Wands, which is Sagittarius energy. So I feel like this is basically just saying that when you do finally take that chance, they're going to be ready to go. The Chariot represents movement, victory, success, travel as well. So maybe some of you guys are at a distance from each other too. That could be another dynamic in the situation. But with the Chariot and then immediately with the Eight of Wands following it, I feel like this is just, looking at those two cards in combination, it's saying that, hey, they're ready to go. They're ready to roll whenever you are, So like I said, for some of you, it seemed like you guys were the ones who seemed to be a bit back and forth as far as if you wanted to move forward with the connection or not. So it could just be saying, like I said, with that Libra energy, I feel like they're trying to hold on and see what the deal is, but they're kind of mentally prepared, like, okay, well, maybe it won't work out and I'll just move on. So looks like this is saying when you guys finally do take that chance toward them, they're going to be ready to roll because obviously it seems like they've been waiting for that anyway. And I think your reading for last month, the title that I gave it was This Might Take Some Time. I don't remember all of the dynamics around that, but this could definitely be a continuation of that dynamic for some of you. And keep in mind, you guys had that Mars retrograde that we were dealing with in Aries. So that could have been part of it where you could have been getting stuck in your head around what to do around the situation. Now it is moving forward again. And around the middle of December, we're going to have Venus move into Sagittarius. So a lot of fiery energy to help give you guys a boost. And maybe that's what help you guys get the confidence to come forward to this person. And of course, there's going to be that new moon in Sagittarius as well. So a lot of energy going on in your fifth house that might be what's causing that spark and confidence for you guys. All right, and the bottom of the deck on your side, we have Judgment. So this usually represents opportunities coming back around again, sometimes to your surprise, sometimes just things coming back from the dead. Could be from quite some time back too, sometimes with the Judgment card, not something at all. I missed an opportunity with this person a week ago and then I bump into them in the store next week. This is usually more like there's some more background to the situation than that. And interestingly enough, beneath that, there's the Justice card again. So we see Justice twice. Could represent you guys restoring balance around the connection, but could also be an indicator that some of you might be dealing with Libra. But bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Emperor. So this is the the Major Arcana card for Aries. So could just be pointing to what I was saying there too, as far as the Mars retrograde. That could have been what was holding things up for you guys. But at the same time, I will say that this energy in particular could represent a bit of a stubborn streak. So, maybe that's how this person was. Like I said, maybe they were coming on a bit too strong in the past. For some of you, anyway, I felt like that could have been what it was. And then you guys might have withdrew from that after a while. But yeah, for some of you, I feel like this is pointing more to that holdup that you guys were experiencing around the connection. And beneath that, we have the Ace of Wands. So yeah, at the very least, it seems like there's a lot of attraction on their side toward you. But we'll see if we get anything from the Oracle cards now. First, I'll see if we get anything from Aqua Moonlight deck here. I did pre-shuffle this deck. And here I'm just going to be looking for some jumpers as far as unspoken messages from you to them. And then from them to you. And if I shuffle for a while and nothing comes up, I'll just move on to the next deck. But sometimes we do get some additional messages from this deck, so we'll see if we get anything. Well, like I said, first I'm looking for unspoken messages from you to them. All right, nothing coming up there, but we'll see if we get any unspoken messages from them to you now. Oh, got one. All right. And let's see what it says. Okay. It says, there we go. It says clingy. It says feeling trapped pushes me away. Please give me some space. Interesting. Especially because I feel like for most of you, that almost felt like what was going on your energy in the past with the Eight of Swords, where, like I said, it seemed like you guys were all about it for a bit, and then you withdrew. But I did also say I felt like for a smaller percentage of you with that Seven of Wands, you could have felt like this person was very guarded, and that might have intimidated you as far as going toward them. So it could be the other way around for some of you, where maybe you guys are the ones who were coming on a bit too strong, and they might have been, fending you off a bit. But I will say it does look like the interest is definitely there, though. So that's interesting, especially with that justice energy, like I said. So interestingly enough, for some of you, could be that where maybe they were the ones who might have pushed you away and then start to doubt it after the fact. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. If anything, I would have felt like that would have came out more on this side for your past energy. But really, on their side, I'm not really seeing that at all. So could have just been what was going on in the past between the two of you, because I could see that in certain ways playing for both of your energy in the past, whereas in the future especially, it looks like you guys are going to be hitting the ground running. So, but hopefully this resonated for some of you. All right, and finally we'll pull a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck here. Same situation, I did pre-shuffle this deck, but here we're just looking for one card. with general advice, and then we'll wrap up. Oh, got 2 there. Okay. So we have breathed. There's the artwork, and the number is 29. And we have imagine. There's the artwork there, and the number is 20. So they kind of look pretty similar as far as like the colors and everything, but we'll read them in the order they came out. So we have breathe first, then imagine. In a way, I feel like that breathed is definitely like a good message for you guys in the past, because like I said, it seemed like you were getting some anxiety. Well, and even maybe for some of you in the present, although like I said, it does seem like you're gaining confidence in the present and obviously in the future with the Fool card, but we'll see what it says. Okay, it says patience, waiting, going slowly, wellness, meditation, trust. The Oracle's message. Patience in all things is called for right now. What do you need to do when you're in a rush? Slow down, of course. Meditate and trust. Breathe and repeat. Humans cannot exist without drawing breath. Now is the time to allow the life-giving element of air to replenish your body, your being, and your very essence. Stop to smell the roses, breathe in the sunlight, and release the darkness, and miracles will appear. So an interesting message there. And another thing that will be happening for you guys actually is Jupiter is going to be moving into Aquarius, which is your opposite sign, around, I think, a little bit past the middle of the month in December. So that might actually pick things up for you guys too as far as relationships go. The relationship message says, don't be in too much of a hurry right now. The heart needs time to open. Take a breath and let nature take its course. Release constriction and anxiety, for there is no need for tension. Savor the moment, and the waiting won't prove difficult. Your heart knows what the ego often resists learning. Patience pays off in deep and meaningful ways. So an interesting message there, and I could see that playing out for either side there, as far as like I was saying, for some of you, if you guys are the ones who are coming on too strong, possibly, that could be the message there, which is just saying, hey, take your time, allow things to unfold more naturally. And then for others of you where, if you guys felt they were coming on possibly too strong and you were withdrawing for that reason, could just be saying, all right, try to ease your way into that as well, and understand, don't be hard on yourself if you guys did feel like, oh, I don't know if this is moving too fast and that, could just be saying, just let things flow more naturally. So hopefully that resonated. And then, like we said, we have imagine as well. So let's see what that has to say. To me, that almost makes me think more of the 9 of Cups energy in that deck. Seems to point more to like manifestation, and of course that's definitely Pisces energy too, so definitely has that vibe to it. But let's see what it says. All right, it says turning imagination into manifestation, creative thought, visualization, the power of aligning imagery and feelings, creativity, illusions. The Oracle's message. Who do you want to be? What do you need to believe in order to have the life you want? You are gifted with the power to imagine. If you can dream it, you can create it. This is the time when your imagination is the key to manifesting the life you desire. Spend time daydreaming, fashioning a vision board to help you see your goals, or meditating. Allow the power of your creativity to deliver images of what feeds your soul. Then allow your feelings to mingle with your inspirations and imagine these things being real right now. Then repeat. What you imagine will become your belief, and soon you will see these things come to pass in the outer world as if by magic. So definitely an interesting message there. And again, like I said, for those of you where if you were getting anxious around a certain situation, that sounds like that could be beneficial for that as well. The relationship message says, in matters of the heart, it's easy to daydream about another as a means of connecting to that person. While that's romantic, if you want this relationship to be real, you need to go for it, not just dream about it. Now is the time to move beyond the daydream and into reality, beyond illusion and into fruition. Relationships are about relating, so step out onto the dance floor where imagination partners with manifestation. The message of this card is that a person with attributes you have imagined will enter your life. You'll be changed for the better. Imagine that. So, interesting message there, too. And the part where it said a person with attributes you've imagined will enter your life, that made me think of the imagery of the fortune card there, too. So, for some of you, this could definitely say that maybe when you do see that shift, when Jupiter moves into your seventh, maybe that will bring someone along. But for a lot of you, I feel like this is more saying that, you guys might have been getting a lot of anxiety around this connection for whatever reason. And I do have to say, the message there with the Fool in the future position, it does seem like you're naturally going to get there anyway. So maybe this will just reaffirm that for you guys. But hopefully that resonated. We'll wrap up there. I hope you guys have a happy new year, and I'll see you guys next year. All right. Bye.